Good evening, live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Here we present to you 7 o'clock news bulletin. First, the headlines. Oman Vision 2040 office affirms that the vision's strategies will achieve a social and economic leap during the coming 2 decades. An international report affirms that the real estate sector in the Sultanate witnesses recovery as the value of transactions increases to more than 1 billion riyals during the first quarter of the current year. And the commencement of Kharif season in the Governorate of Dhofar amid expectations of increase in the number of visitors and tourists this year. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Oman Vision 2040 office officials assured during a meeting with Shura Council the vision strategies will achieve a social and economic leap during the coming 2 decades, as it will act as a guideline for Oman future development. Shura Council members stressed the importance of providing more focus on developing the administrative and educational areas and promoting the living standards of the citizens. In response to the Shura's inquiries, officials from Oman Vision 2040 office stated that the office has learned a lot from the challenges, problem and mistakes from Oman Vision 2020 and has added new elements to the vision, which are creating an effective governance systems and establishing an office responsibilities for follow-up with implementation of the vision and evaluating its success rate. Oman Vision 2040 applied a different and innovative approach by engaging the local community, the government and the private sector in shaping and drafting the vision, its strategies and goals. Oxford Business Group reported that the real estate in the Sultanate is witnessing a recovery. It said that the value of real estate transactions had increased by 4.2% on an annual basis during the period between January and April 2018, coinciding with the continuous economic growth in the Sultanate. The real estate transactions amounted to more than 1 billion Omani riyals. The report pointed out that the continuous economic growth will lead to the growth in the real estate sector. The World Monetary Bank expects the gross domestic product will grow by 4% in 2018 and 2019 due to increase in oil prices and wide horizons for non-oil sectors. The report said that the Sultanate had issued regulations for the real estate investments funds to give the opportunity for more investors to invest in the sector. Astronomically, seasons of Kharif starts today in the Governorate of Dhofar and continues till the 21st of September. It affects the coastal wilayas of the Governorate from Dalkut westerly to Mirbat easterly. Kharif clouds continue to stretch over all areas of the Governorate, covering an areas of 90 miles long and 50 miles wide. Various public and private establishments completed its preparations to receive the Governorate's visitors during this season. Salala Tourism Festival, the most significant event during Kharif season, will start in mid-July with various activities and events. Watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin, general diploma students in the Sultanate and their final exam. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Yemeni military sources asserted that clashes between joint Yemeni forces backed by Arab coalition rebels in the city of Hodeidah have moved to the Corniche streets that leads to the strategic port. Secretary of Hodeidah district said that the Yemeni army and resistance forces moved towards the districts of Rabsa near the airport, which the militias have taken as their base to secure the transport of tanks and mortar projectiles to attack the airport and take civilians as human shields. Today's development came after joint forces liberated the airport and began mine-sweeping operations. The legitimate government wants the airport to start functioning again as part of its broader plan to revive the facility's services. Egypt's military and police forces killed 32 traffickers and arrested dozens of suspects in an ongoing crackdown in Sinai, the army said in a statement today. The attacks are part of the major security operations which involves the army, navy, air force and police, and which was launched in February to target and destroy terrorist and criminal elements and organizations in northern and central Sinai, parts of the Nile Delta and the country's western desert. Iran announced a list of 15 demands for improving relations with the United States, including a U.S. return to 2015 nuclear accord in response to a similar list of demands made by Washington last month. The article came in response to demands laid out in May by Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who called for wholesale change in Iran's military and regional policies, threatening the strongest sanctions in history if it refused. The U.S. withdrew from the landmark nuclear agreement with world powers earlier that month. President Donald Trump's reversals of the policy separating migrant families at the Mexico border sparked confusion over how the new guidelines will play out and deep concern that the changes don't go far enough, allowing children to still be held in detention even if they remain with their families. Despite the president's order, Peter C., the lawyer in a lawsuit, said that he was concerned that several thousand children have already been separated from their parents without the Trump administration having any effective procedures in place to reunite children with their parents, many of whom have already been deported. Trump said Wednesday he didn't like seeing children being removed from their families, a recent practice that has sparked worldwide outrage. But he also said zero tolerance on illegal immigration continues and children will be held with their parents while the adults are prosecuted.
He lied, and some people say he didn't lie. I mean, really, it turned out maybe he didn't lie, but how can you do that?
And since we're talking about...
Aerial and ground footage captured by the United States Geological Survey showed lava continuing to flow from Kilauea volcano in Hawaii, United States. Geology field crews on the ground observed still vigorous channelized lava flow near Fissure 8, the USGS said. They added that small overflows cloud be seen along the channel margins overflight and the flow of lava is more rapid in the center of the channel. Kilauea's eruption began around 6 weeks ago, devastating Hawaii's Big Island. The volcano has destroyed hundreds of houses and has led to the evacuation of entire communities. The seventh-day matches in the 21st World Football Cup ended yesterday with Morocco dropping out from the competition with a single goal in their play against Portugal, despite the Morocco's spectacular performance and control of the match. Likewise, Uruguay defeated the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia football team with a single goal, ending the participation of the Saudi team in the World Cup. With the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia team defeated, the Egyptian team dropped out the competition, leaving Russia and Uruguay advancing to the knockout phase. Spain, in the last match of day, managed to secure a hard win against Iran with a single goal from Diego Costa. Students of the General Diploma in various governorates of the Sultanate ended their last exams today. It is the end of 12 years studying journey. It is the result of devotion and hard work. According to controllers of the correction centers, 60% of the exams papers were corrected and the rest will be completed by next Thursday. In various governorates of the Sultanate, regulations were initiated by the Minister of Education for the exams process. Oman Authority for Partnership for Development today launched the second version of the international training program, which provides specialized training for the university students at major international companies. More details in the coming report. The 2 months training program provides specialized training for the university students with the opportunity to work for major companies that committed to the authority. The training will enhance the students' practical and specialized skills that qualify them to enter the labor market. The training also enhances the students' self-confidence and cultural communication skills.
We have targeted around 15 students. 11 of them are from the Sultan Qaboos University, from the Engineering College and the Economics and Political Science College, and 2 of them are from the scholars of the Omani University Project, and 2 are from the Ministry of Higher Education scholars. In addition, we have expanded the program to 4 students or 4 individuals who are pioneers in innovation from the Omani Astronomical Society.
The second program, held in cooperation with the Omani Astronomical Association, also targets 4 trainees for training at Colorado University as part of the INSPIRE program, which aims at developing innovators and creators in the field of innovation and space science. The second version of the training program includes training at FNSS of the Turkey, Steyr of Austria, Denel of South Africa, and Linko of USA. A report will be submitted at the end of the training to evaluate the efficiency of the program and how students benefited from it. The International Training Program is one of the programs under the umbrella of the Youth Skills Development Program, whose first version was launched in 2017 in cooperation with Sultan Qaboos University.
تستهدف النسخة الثانية من برنامج التدريب العالمي والذي تنظمه الهيئة العمانية للشراكة.
And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night and early morning over the Governorate of South Sharqiya, the Far and Al-Wusta. Winds will be northwesterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with maximum wave height of 1 meter. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Oman Vision 2040 office affirms that the vision strategies will achieve a social and economic leap during the coming 2 decades. An international report affirms that the real estate sector in the Sultanate witnesses recovery as the value of transactions increases to more than 1 billion riyals during the first quarter of the current year. And the start of Kharif season in the Governorate of the Far amid expectations of increase in the number of visitors and tourists this year. With that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television, directed by Hamid bin Salem Al-Hadri and editor-in-charge Mohammed Al-Yahmadi. From the entire news team and myself, thank you for joining us.